Queen Sugar, what about the story attracted you?
So many elements of the story really resonated with me when I read Natalie Bazel's beautiful book. Kind of about this fractured family. Part of the family, one person in the family is in another state, in Los Angeles. The rest of the family is in St. Josephine, Louisiana. But even within the St. Josephine kind of part of the family, there's a splintering. Folks have just kind of lost daily touch with each other. And so when the patriarch of the family passes away in the first episode, which aired last night, the family has to come together and really re-examine their identity as individuals, but also as a whole.
Now, one thing I found interesting is that you changed some of the plot of the book for the TV series. Why did you do that? And what did you talk to the author? I wonder what the author thought of it.
Well, Natalie Bazel was generous and gracious and fantastic, and she knows that, you know, her book is the springboard for a story that needs to go far beyond a book. I mean, we have 13 episodes of the first season. We've already been re-upped for a second season, renewed for a second season, 16 episodes. That's a lot of hours of story. The book is beautiful, but maybe it takes about 2 hours, so it'd be like the first 2 episodes. So you have to create story points and characters that allow you to kind of move in some different directions, hopefully with thinking about multiple years, multiple seasons in mind.
And of course, this show is executive produced and co-created by Oprah Winfrey. And I'm wondering, as a creative partner, what's she like to work with? I mean, you're at a table with Oprah Winfrey. What does she have to say? What does she add to the discussion creatively?
Color and freedom and just vibrancy and energy. You know, she wants to get your best work out of you, and so she knows, because she's an artist, you know, all those years of storytelling on her show and her acting, real creative person. So to have the network run by a person like that means that all of the conversations are very collaborative, very colorful, very much about artistic freedom. You know, if we have a disagreement about a certain thing on the show, she'll say, "Did you think about this?" I'll say, "Yes." She's like, "You sure?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "You still want to do it?" I said, "Yeah, I still want to do it." She's like, "Okay, go do it." Fantastic. So really catering to the artist's whim on the network, not whim, but the artist's decision on the network. I always used to hear people talk about HBO. HBO, I feel so free, I feel so fantastic. And it has this mystique of being very artist friendly. And I just felt that so much at OWN. I hope more artists kind of go there and experience it.
Okay, well, give me a specific example of something that Oprah said that really resonated with you. Give me a pearl of wisdom from Oprah. I just want to have the wisdom sort of wash over me. I may even close my eyes to let it all sink in. But something that Oprah said
moment.
to you. Yeah.
Well, one of the big, I mean, you know, being around her, you get an aha moment every day. So I have my own personal Oprah Winfrey show every time I talk with her on the phone, which is really cool.
Wow, your own personal Oprah Winfrey show. I want that.
With a specific topic that I
That's
choose,
cool.
It's fantastic. But no, one of the things she told me that always resonated with me, it was something going on, it was something negative that was happening. I was talking to her about it, and she said, "This is not happening to you. This bad thing is not happening to you. It's happening for you, and you have to figure out why." And so that really changed the way that I tackle problems, chaos, negativity. You know, instead of kind of being the victim, it's kind of really think about, okay, this is an opportunity for something. What did I leave undone? What did I do wrong here? How can I improve it? What can I learn? It was a big deal for me. I tell a lot of people that, and I use it almost every day.
Now back to Queen Sugar. One thing I find interesting about the way you staff the show is you have all female directors. Tell me a bit about that choice.
Yeah, all women directorial team, something that's far too obscure to even, you know, wrap your mind around. The fact that, you know, having a majority women directing team is, you know, you hardly ever see, let alone all women. And then this just speaks to the disparity of opportunities behind the camera for women in Hollywood. It's a really, really big deal. It's been a big topic of conversation over the past couple of years, gender disparity behind the camera. But, you know, women directors, women filmmakers, content creators, all kinds of women crew members, people of color crew members, so often kind of segregated out of the prime opportunities in this industry, both in film and TV. And so when I got the opportunity to be able to make the hiring decisions and have the final call, it was something that I had asked Oprah if she'd be open to, and both she and our partners at Warner Horizon, Peter Roth, all those good people there, Susan Rovner, said, go for it. And so the cool thing about that is it was not like there were a whole bunch of incredibly seasoned, experienced TV directors and drama that I could choose from. So by saying yes, they had to say yes to new people, new voices, emerging talent, as they call it. They had to take a risk, and they did. And the episodes These women did an incredible job. They're all booking shows now. American Crime, Grey's Anatomy, shows on Netflix, HBO, they're all very much in demand.
What I find interesting about that is all the time in the corporate world, when people are asked about diversity, they often go like, oh, we can't find people, where do we find them? But you seem to have found the people. I mean, how did you go about being able to find the talent that actually worked for your show?
I looked.
It's that simple. Wow.
Yeah, it's truly, and I know it's a harsh word, but it is a lie when anyone tells me we couldn't find any qualified people. We looked. No, you didn't. You did not look. You didn't look. You didn't even look. Not even hard enough, because it's not even a big search, because all the women are right there actually knocking on your door and trying to get in. You just never answered the door and paid attention. So it's something that really gets my gets my energy up, because this is the excuse for far too long that there aren't enough qualified people of color, not enough qualified women. It's a vicious cycle. They never get a chance. How do they get qualified? So the women who directed on our show, most of them had made beautiful independent films that had traveled the festival circuit. Berlin, Rotterdam, South by, Telluride, Sundance, and had just not been allowed into TV. Can you imagine making a beautiful independent film that travels the world and the TV show says nah?
Yeah,
that's what it's like. It's ridiculous.
Now, of course, you've got all sorts of other projects in the works. One of them is an adaptation of A Wrinkle in Time,
yes,
the celebrated young adult novel.
Yes.
How's that going? What stage are you at right now?
It's going well. I'm a couple months from shooting. So it's just been a fantastic experience with Disney. They've really been so collaborative, so warm towards my ideas about how to, not reimagine, but you kind of have to remix the book. This is what we did with Queen Sugar. Wrinkle in Time was written, by this genius woman, Madeleine L'Engle, in 1963. A lot of time has passed since then, and we've seen tons of cinematic representations of a lot of things that are in her book, kind of bitten by other productions. So I want to make sure that our cinematic vision of her book is as singular as her vision was when she wrote the book. We have to do some new things.
Because I know with the Harry Potter books, they pretty much follow the books exactly. So when people go into the Wrinkle in Time adaptation,
such a short time from the publication of the book to the film, right?
And she's around kind of looking over the director's shoulder.
Well, yeah, she was. I think she was. But the vision was so fresh and was so contemporary in terms of what it was. It was, there wasn't a lot of time between the publication and the movie. This, many, many decades have passed. And so you have to kind of embrace where the audience is now and try to give them something that gives them the feeling of the book. You'll feel the same when you walk out. But, you'll see some things in different ways.
So people can expect to see a fresh vision of these books. There'll be some changes.
There will be some updates and yes, a few. Changes is a big word. Okay. But yes, changes.
It is a big word.
a few new sprinkles, a little more spice.
Now, one thing I've always wondered is, I watch a lot of Marvel films. I have kids. We've taken to Marvel films. I know your name came up around the whole Black Panther negotiations. Who's going to direct that? What happened there? Did you want to direct that? Did you? Do you want to work with Marvel at some point, or? What?
Yeah, I was interested in a film, the first kind of major feature film featuring a Black superhero. That was really interesting to me. You have to explore all aspects of any kind of directing opportunity, and so for me, it wasn't right for me. It's perfect for Ryan Coogler. Perfect for Ryan Coogler, a great friend of mine. He's already killing it. Every time I talk to him, I'm just blown away by some of the things that they're talking about. Fans are, over the moon already. I don't know if you saw the hashtag trending every time, anything comes out for Black Panther. Hashtag Black Panther so lit. I'm the first person on there typing away. So I'm already in line, actually. I'm not here. I'm in line for Black Panther already.
So am I, actually.
A hologram. Yeah, we're both.
Neither of us is here.
We're not here. So excited for it, really.
Now, you're also doing a documentary about incarceration in America.
Yeah.
Tell me a bit about what that's about.
Yeah, the 13th. I finished a documentary in partnership with Netflix that's going to be opening the New York Film Festival on September 30th. First documentary to ever open the festival in its history. Really an honor. And it's all about a deconstruction of the prison industry and our views of incarceration and who we see as the criminal. Really, it's tracing criminality and how we've come to consider certain folks criminal and what we do with them and how we treat them and the profiting off of the whole idea of a criminal. And so there are a lot of people making money, a lot of corporations doing things that I don't know the American public at large is fully aware of. And so we try to share some of that information in the doc.
Now back to Queen Sugar. One thing I found fascinating about it was the music, which is done by Michelle Ndegeocello. Tell me, why did you pick her to do the music, and what kind of vibe were you going for?
Well, she's the goddess of music and incredible. And yes, I was speaking with my friend Jason Moran, who was my composer in Selma, and I said, I really want a black woman to compose Queen Sugar. And we were batting around names. There aren't a lot of black women composers. There are a lot, but not a lot working that I knew off the top of my head. And so he said, well, who do you like? And we started talking about Michelle. I said, she'd never do it. She's just a very enigmatic, she's like I don't know, a myth of some kind.
And people don't know her. She had that hit Wild Night with John Mellencamp a few years back.
If you're a fan of her, every album is a jewel. I mean, I don't even know what got played on the radio. I only know what's played in my head as a soundtrack to my life is Michelle for years and years. And so he connected the two of us. We had a lovely conversation. We had a lovely collaboration. She's extraordinary. And so really through the course of the season, she's done so much original music that by the end of watching Queen Sugar, you basically get a new Michelle album.
Well, great. Well, the show is Queen Sugar.
Yeah.
It's on the Oprah Winfrey Network.
Yes.
OWN.
OWN.
Ava, thanks for coming to the Wall Street Journal. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.